Hi Ryan, this is Mrs. Fisher. I decided to do the Screencast-O-Matic just to make it a little easier and show you where everything is located. I have read your email a couple of times, but I want to make it very clear that you're saying this is an English class, but you take 2 classes of English to make sure that you do well on your papers in your other classes. This is a senior level course, and we expect you to write your papers according to what you've learned in your other Englishes. And if you look under, it was under content and it's your papers and projects, it states in here very clearly that every class is an English class. So when you made that comment that this it's not an English class, but we expect you to write it as if you've taken English. So it's in here, you can look on yours, it's been there the whole semester. So yes, it is, and such. We want you to be able to write knowledgeably so that when you go into work in a business or wherever you decide to go work, that you can communicate properly if your boss asks you to do something. In here in your research paper, you're stating that it does not tell you anything. Well, right here it talks about your research paper online, and it breaks it down that it is a narrative summary of research in your own words, unless otherwise cited, which you have to cite. You have to do 3, which are here where you're telling me it did not state it. It's a reference page, and I actually did not make you do within the text. You could do either way. The in the text for me is easier. Reference pages included because footnotes are very difficult, I feel. Our reference page is included with at least 3 valid references. You can cite your reference materials as footnotes within the document or a list of reference citations under reference page, but you've got to note where they are. I can't research them to make sure it's correct unless you let me know where your footnotes are. Your paper's APA 7th edition formatting. That is your English. You need to make sure you know how to do that. And in here, I even gave you the Writing Center the connection to get a hold of them if you needed help or you wanted them to look over it. So here you were to do your introduction, the body of your paper, and the conclusion with a closing statement. Then next week you would do your references with your 3 that I would know, and then you're going to submit the whole thing. I don't know how much clearer I could have made that about your paper, except that I made sure I did a rubric so that you could see where it was all broken down. That your evidence and content, the structure, your logic of it, the mechanics, and the format. And you look here, references are not included. It's not compliant within APA guidelines. It talks about lacks of your citations. Everything is here that you need it for your paper. I'm not sure if you came here to look for this. I'm just a little confused. An outline is an outline, but you're supposed to break it down. I am not sure if you were the one I sent, but some people that were having problems contacted me, and I sent them a link on how an outline is supposed to be done. For any paper, you need to do an outline because that's how you're going to formulate your research and come to the conclusion and provide your evidence and your structure within your paper to provide your overall summary of the research you have done. Also, I went to week 10, which was last week, and if you look in week 10, I'm not sure what happened here for you, but you go to the assignment, and again, mine's set up a little different than yours. It says, this week you have part 2 of your research, please upload. Only this portion of it in D2L is a narrative summary, 5 to 7 pages, and it talks about you can cite your reference materials as footnotes. So you can do it inside or footnotes, but you still, when you write a paper, you have to have those. I will tell you that in most of the classes in our business department, and Owens is very strict. I know you're from Dover, but you should be going through the same guidelines, that everything you write from once you learn English, you have to cite the material or else it's plagiarism. And then that would go to the dean, so we don't want that. And I'm not trying to be difficult, it's just that I think you did miss where all the information was. and that you're just very frustrated, which I understand. It's a whole different criteria right now and things are happening. So I just want to clear things up. If you still have a question, let me know. You talked about your stock project as well. And I'm assuming this because you wrote a message to me, but again, you have quite a few misspelled words in your email, and it says, is it okay to turn in stick updates earlier than Friday, or does it not have to be after Friday? So I think that's supposed to be your stock project, your stock updates. You can do those, but I want you to have them either like every Wednesday or every Thursday so that they're consistent to when you do it, because it's really not going to give you the information you need if you do it on one Friday and then you do it on Tuesday. That's only giving you 2 days of feedback on how the stock market's doing. Okay, I'm just looking over your email just to make sure I've covered everything, but I think I have. I'm here if you want to discuss this afterwards. I was taken aback from your email, but I'm assuming that you did not look at this. But if you did and you have any suggestions on how I can make this clear, please let me know. All right, so hopefully you'll look at this and then you'll get back to me, and if you have any questions. Thank you.